So from Maplewood, I went to Merrimack for 2 years where I studied general studies. And then from there, I went to Lindenwood for about 6 months. And then from there, kind of fell in a limbo where I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. My son was just born. I was kind of freaking about what I was gonna do about that. It was either go to college or get a job so I could support my son. So from there, I decided to join the military where I knew that I would have my schooling paid for. I'd be able to provide for my son and stuff of that nature. So from there, I joined the U.S. Navy. Best decision of my life thus far. Learned a lot of discipline, a lot of structure.
A lot happened. I've been to, I think about probably 5 different schools. I got my associate's degree. I ended up qualifying for USA's, so I got to qualify to run against the pros. And I ran against Tyson Gay, and we was in the same heat. It was man, I was nervous. Man, it was a horrible race, by the way, but me actually racing my childhood hero, man, that was a blessing in disguise. So out of like everybody in the USA, I placed in the top 25. So I'm like, man, that's saying something. And then I ended up actually getting hurt at that same race. I ended up messing my back up and my knee. And that after that race, it just ended my career.
It was my second semester, my sophomore year. I enlisted into the Army, and then I left October. I have thought about going back and finishing my degree in teaching. At the same time, having a daughter now and having responsibilities for her, I never want her to ever have to deal with the same situations that I had to deal with. So then I started, working in sales and started really making good money. Having a savings account finally for the first time. So many different things now that I could pass on to her so that she never has to worry about how am I going to pay for school, how am I going to buy a car, wedding, home, all those things.
I had a daughter, which is 1 year old now. Her name is Haley. And life been great and fun, playing with her, seeing her smile and everything. She's awesome. She's me all over again. And Haley she's gonna be a big sister, 'cause I'm gonna have a son and she's gonna have a little brother. So life been great, I can say.
We moved to Seattle about, it's almost been 3 years. Mm-hmm. And it feels like we're finally finding our footing here.
So I actually, for a small amount of time, I was homeless last summer. Let me tell you, life does not go as planned. It's not what was in store for me. That's not what happened at the time. So it was hard for me to really, go day by day, really, because, I wanted to do better for myself. I wanted a job, obviously, but it's just, I didn't really have a place to go and have where to sleep. I'm sleeping in and out of my truck. I was blessed enough to check in with a VA veterans home here in St. Louis. I stayed there for about 2.5 months. They helped me, redevelop a better resume, job skills, translate my military skills into the current job market now, and, subsequently get a job at Amazon. That was a result of that, me doing that.
I actually got my certified personal trainer certificate. So I got certified to be a personal trainer. That's what I was going to school for anyway. So I was like, if I'd known this a long time ago, I would have just got certified. And I'm actually working on starting my own business as a personal trainer. Been engaged for 2 years now. Yeah, we actually get married in March of 2019. So now I got my own son, and my whole goal is to make sure my son never have to deal with any of the problems I have to deal with, whether it's being able to make sure you have a meal to eat every night, or being able to make sure you have clean clothes, or dealing with any type of problem. My son would never have to worry about any of that because I'm going to be on his side next to him every day. Family is the most important thing to me. And as long as I got family and we all be family and work together, we're going to grow and make everything a lot better. So
I'm now working as an assistant principal at a middle school in south of Seattle, and so it's just been a really, it's been a really good transition into, hard but good.
And we added Charlotte, who is she turned 1 in January, so that has been a lot of fun. It's so hard to talk about because I think that we were the ones who walked away with just what has felt like the greatest gift.
Yeah, and it sounds cliche, but like we didn't have everything in and of ourselves to make this to make Joe, you know, to help be a part of Joe's Place. It was such a it was always such a collective effort, and things were always surprising. There's always great surprises about who would now bring something new or something different or support in a way that we had never anticipated before.
Yeah.
It just started off with like them welcoming me in and just giving me their love, because they could have just gave all their love to their son, and I wouldn't have had no love, but no, they just said, no, you are our child and we're gonna love you just as much as we love our child. It's like they giving me like some bright light that was inside of them, and they just put it inside of me, and it just made things just better. I can pass it on to help somebody else shine, and it just be like a chain of people just doing great things for each other.
With age, they say, comes wisdom, hopefully. But what's the expression? Wisdom is applying the knowledge that you know, and that's one thing that I took from Joe's Place.
When I was growing up and I got married, I started to try to model myself around Dan as a husband, and then when I became a father, I wanted to be the father that he was, where he took time for his family. Dan and Alyssa were just so easy to talk to. They didn't, every time you talked to them, they never gave you those judging eyes. You could say whatever you needed to say, and they would tell you what needed to happen, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like a disappointment. It was just more or less a learning lesson every time. I became the person I am because of them, and not necessarily me, but the person that's gonna benefit the most from what they've done is my daughter.
I would just say, like, to them, like, thanks for putting up with me and helping me and, like, strengthening myself and my brain and, like, showing me, like, there's so much to life itself and, like, so much trust and, like, they can put in me to, like, do certain stuff, like watching Carter and Claire. I would just say to them, like, I give them a big thumbs up. Like, we had so much fun, so I just want to say thanks to them.
Could never even express to them what they have meant to us.
I'd say to the guys that I love all of you. I'm so grateful. The trust you gave and the patience you had for us, just figuring out what life looked like in the house, and just love you. There's honestly not a day that goes by that I'm not thinking about you. So I'm grateful for all that you taught me and showed me. So love you, miss you.